Hello, welcome pen friends. I've got an unboxing today from Appleboom, and there's a story here. As many of you know, I don't do unboxings as a general rule. Hardly ever do I. It's been a long time, but this is special because this is my way of thanking the person who set up for me to get a gift card at Appleboom. And they wanted to be anonymous, but I want to say thank you. And I also want that person to know, that I received my order and, what I got, just because, well, we all enjoy that, I guess, looking at pens and inks and things. And it was such an enjoyable experience. I had never ordered from Appleboom before. I did do a video in conjunction with their, 3 favorite pen series, and I have watched their videos and kind of enjoyed them, along the way. But I guess I perceived them as being so far away. But as I went on and I learned about the company and realized that they are also in Boston, and it's very interesting what I discovered. What I discovered was that, anyway, as we look at the things, I'll explain. But there are some very good prices on certain ink brands that I love, and even the Lamy nibs and things like that. So I was very, very excited, and still am. So I've opened it came, of course, it came FedEx, and it came in this bigger envelope, but I opened that because it would be probably knock the camera over. So without any further ado, let's just open the box and I'll show you what I got. Oops, it's going to be a little bit challenging here. A little tight on space, but okay. So it has a little protector above it. I think I'll just take everything out and then we'll look at it. Here we go. Got quite a bit of ink. I realized after, oh my goodness, here comes the person that doesn't need ink. And I guess none of us need ink at this point, but I was just so excited because there were a few that I wanted that anyway, I found them there. So, okay. Here we go. So I got 2 pens. I got the little converters for the Kaweco, and I've got 2 nibs, 2 Lamy nibs, but we'll look at it further. And then 4 bottles of ink. So, oh, this was one of the first things I thought of. I guess we all kind of have in the back of our minds something that we kind of would like to purchase, but we hold off. And I actually have 2 bottles of the J.R. Bond shimmer ink. I have Amethyst de Laurel and Kyanite du Nepal. So I absolutely love their ink. And I've gone through, I think, a total of 3 little samples of Emerald of Chivor. But for some reason, I held off on getting the ink because, well, I have a lot of ink. But it never is far from my mind. And in fact, several different times I came close to getting a bottle, but that was the first thing I thought of. Okay, and so I looked and I was like, wow, okay, this ink is like way less ordering from there. So I got it. And then the next thing I thought of was this was the Kaweco Brass Sport. I just, it'd been on my mind, but I hadn't purchased one. And so here it is, and I got it in a double broad, which I had to kind of talk to myself because I kept thinking, well, it's going to be a little pocket pen. Maybe I should get a medium nib or something. But I already know that I absolutely I love their double broad nibs. And I feel like I'll write with it more with a double broad, even though, yes, it's a pocket pen. But I could always change it later if I wanted to, put a medium nib. That's not a big deal. But I thought, ordering a double broad for a pocket pen. But I just had to stay with what my heart told me. It's pretty, isn't it? It's quite heavy, but it's really, really pretty. And a lot of my best pen friends, and fellow YouTubers write with this pen. So I had been tempted many, many times, but this was just a special thing, that I thought of. It was the second thing I thought of. The first was the ink, and then I thought about this pen. So it's lovely. It's beautiful. I don't want to put it back in the plastic because it's going to get inked up real soon here. Okay, so there's that. And then Okay, next, I thought about two things. I thought about how I needed a couple of Lamy broad nibs because I went crazy with the Jinhao 80s, and I kind of outfitted a couple of those pens. So I got a black one and a silver one. So there it is in the little pouch. So 2 broad Lamy nibs. And I didn't remember that I got 2 of the little converters, but there is at least one of my little... So my Lamy collection here is... Lamy. My little Kaweco collection, I have 4. And I know that I only have 2 of the converters. So that'll be really good. So maybe I did order it on purpose. The 2. They're small, but they work really fine and really well. And yeah, I'll have to play with that later. I'm too excited to open it. That's crazy. I'm going to put it back in one of these little baggies so I don't have it roll to the floor. Okay. So then after this, I started thinking about ink, and when I checked into the Diamine inks, which are some of my favorites, whoops, I don't want to lose all these papers. I'm getting way excited here. I'm going to put those papers in there. I don't need this anymore, though. That way I can just... Actually, I don't need that either, but I might save it. I do love the tins. Whoops, I'm going way off camera here. Oh, gosh. Okay, so I got 3 little bottles. I have a lot of experience with Hope Pink. I love this pink. It's really pretty, and it's one I knew I liked from having the sample. And then same thing with Deep Magenta. I have a good memory of that ink, but I never had a bottle. And then also the Steel Blue. So it's kind of a little bit of a variety there. But they were $4, and I had it set on US so that I could just kind of be aware of how I was doing. And also the cart showed me how I was doing as I went along. So, but $4.20 something for, and so that's about half what I usually pay. And then I couldn't pass this up because I love Lamy Safaris, and it's just gorgeous, this pink one. With the pink, everything is pink, the whole thing. Let's see, what did I put for a nib? I would say broad. Did I? Yes, okay, so that's good. That kind of refreshes the nib issue, you know, where now I have enough Lamy broad nibs again. So, but I think this is just lovely. It'll go with all my pinks and magentas and whatever I want to use, but really, it's just gorgeous, So that is what I got, and I am just very grateful. I'm still very stunned. It was such a stunning surprise, and I just can't get over it, but this is wonderful, and I thank you, whoever you are. Mercy. You know, and I'm looking, today as I'm filming this, it's September 2nd, and September 7th is the 6th anniversary. So that'll be 6 full years that I've been on YouTube. Maybe I don't put out as many videos as I used to when I was beginning, where I would even take 30 inks 30 days and do daily videos and things like that. But life has kind of evolved and changed since then. So I've evolved with it, you know, kind of changed. But I still really enjoy the connections here and consistently make videos every month. So even the month that I went to Vermont, so it just was a little bit different. Anyway, the whole purpose here is to say thank you, and you'll be seeing these things show up in my Chris's Ink pens and progress reports, and also just in the ink journal, because that's another goal of mine, is to rather than try to make daily things that I can't keep up with, I will work in my ink journal and then enjoy showing that to you when I do make videos, you know, when it is time to do that. So there's just one more thing, and this is just purely for fun. I wanted to show you the talking clock that usually interrupts us. Today, I waited till it had already said it's 3 p.m. But I'm going to move these things just for a minute here. Well, I guess because this is the end of this part of the video. And I got the talking clock down. Now this is old. And according to Mendel, it's a lot older than I thought. He says he got it at Radio Shack long before he met me. And so we were dating in like 1985. So it just, what I remember about this is that he had it in his dorm room and it announced every hour. And then it also had like an alarm where it would go through a whole song and tell you if you set an alarm. But if you can press it anytime you want, I'll do that, and it'll tell you what time it is. So I'll do that now.
It's 3:11 p.m.
Anyway, so this is like, I didn't think it was that old as he said, but all he does is just change whatever the batteries are. Let's see. 3 AA batteries. He does have to change those every so often. Once it gets weak sounding, he has to, I was trying to see if there was it just says Vox Clock 2. He said his mom used to have a wristwatch like this that would talk. And this is just part of our home. I couldn't sleep at first. When we first got married, I would go off every hour and I was like, oh no, you have to move that thing away from me. I can't, it'll wake me up every hour. But I don't hear it anymore unless I'm really restless and I'm awake and then I'm hearing, it's 10 p.m., it's 11 p.m. But that's very rare now. So anyway, I just thought since it disturbs us sometimes, or it's a funny little thing. And someone said it wouldn't be a Chris's video if it didn't have the clock. So I thought we'd end on that because it's fun.
It's 3:12 p.m.
Okay, all right, enough of that. We'll pull over the items one more time. I'm really excited, and this is fun, and I appreciate it so much. It's such a shock, such a surprise, and it really opened my eyes about missing out on being able to order, because I tend to stick real close to home. I actually tend to order from Dromgools and Van Ness, and this is in no particular order. I also order from Goulet. I now order from Yoseka Stationery, and I've ordered from lots of different places over the years, Gold Spot and Pen Chalet, spread the pen allowance around. But during the pandemic, I started ordering even closer to home, Dromgools and Van Ness, kind of whatever they carried. But I have been on a low spend for quite a while because it only makes sense because I have so many things and because there are other priorities. But that's for another video. These things are really going to be wonderful, and I thank you, whoever you are. I started to try to guess, and then I said, there's no way I can guess. There's been so much generosity over the past 6 years. Actually 7 if you count all the very beginnings of getting into pen paling and things like that I couldn't begin to guess who the person is, and that's okay. That's okay. Just know that this is a pretty exciting day. Now, this came yesterday, but I couldn't, I just didn't have an ounce of energy left, so I just kept it on my desk, and Manuel said, "You're not going to open that yet?" And I said, well, no, because I promised I was going to do an unboxing, and because there's a purpose for the unboxing, because it's a thank you. So that's it. I'm going to say goodbye now and put these things in their new little home up on the ink shelf and so on, and ink up the Kaweco Brass Sport. I really thought that I don't know. I guess I thought I would never have one of those, so I'm just really excited. I will talk to you later. Have a great weekend, and bye for now.